They dragged her through the dust as the sun bled red across the Arizona sky. Naya, the young Apache woman, kept her chin lifted despite the rope biting into her wrists. Her captors, 3 ranch hands with whiskey on their breath and cruelty in their eyes, mocked her as they pulled her toward the dead. Cottonwood rising like a skeleton above the canyon. The tree the settlers called the Cowboy's tree. Legend said cowboys used it for punishments, confessions, and darker things. Naya knew fear, but not this kind. She stared at the horizon, refusing to show the trembling in her chest. Her people taught her that even when death sits in front of you, you do not bow. But her heart hammered as they tied her arms around the rough trunk, her cheeks scraping bark. One of the men laughed loudly. She thought she could sneak onto our land. Little Apache rat. Another leaned forward, smirking with rotten teeth. When the boss gets here, he'll decide what to do with her. And trust me, he don't like Apaches. They rode off, leaving her alone with the cold wind and her racing pulse. Minutes passed. Then an hour. The sun sank lower, and then she heard hoofbeats. Slow, heavy, controlled, not like the careless clatter of the ranch hands. A single rider emerged, tall, rugged, dust-covered, his long shadow stretching toward her. He dismounted without a word. His movements were quiet, steady, almost angry. But not at her. Naya could feel it in the way his jaw tightened. This was the ranch owner, Cole Rawlings, a man whose name carried fear among settlers and tribes alike. Not because he was cruel, but because he was unpredictable. He stepped closer. His gloved hand hovered near his gun, not out of threat but caution. Naya braced herself. He looked at the rope, at the bark cutting her skin, at her eyes, fierce, unbroken. Then he cursed under his breath, not at her, but at them. He pulled a knife from his belt. Naya flinched, squeezing her eyes shut, until she heard the snap of rope falling away. She opened her eyes, confused. Cole wasn't touching her. He wasn't leering at her. He wasn't trying to use her. He was cutting her free. "Easy," he said softly, voice hoarse. "They had no right to do this to you." Naya stared, stunned. Why would a cowboy free an Apache woman tied to his own punishment tree? He lifted his canteen, offering it to her, not with pity but respect. "You're hurt," he said. "Let me help." She snatched the canteen, still wary. "Why?" she whispered. Cole took a slow breath. "Because I know what it's like. To be treated like property instead of a human being." For the first time, Naya saw something behind his eyes, pain buried deep, old scars no one asked about, and a vow he must have made long ago. Never let anyone suffer the way he once did. But before she could speak, the sound of galloping thundered in the distance. The ranch hands were coming back, drunk, angry, and armed. Cole's jaw hardened. He stepped in front of her. "Stay behind me," he said. "If they want to fight, they'll get one." The moon rose behind the cowboy's tree as shadows closed in, and Naya realized something startling. The man she feared might harm her, might be the only one willing to die to save her. The ranch hands burst into the clearing like wolves hungry for blood. Their horses kicked dust through the moonlight, their laughter twisted and vicious. "Well, well," the leader growled. "Boss is getting cozy with the Apache girl." Cole didn't reach for his gun, not yet. Instead, he stood tall, voice steady. "You tied an innocent woman to a tree," he said. "On my land, without my say." "She's a thief," one spat. "She's a savage," another barked. Cole's eyes narrowed. "She's a human." Naya felt her breath catch. No white man had ever defended her like that. The leader shrugged. "Doesn't matter. We caught her. She's ours to deal with. Step aside, boss. You ain't thinking straight." Cole finally placed a hand on his revolver. "A warning. You lay one more finger on her," he said low. "You'll answer to me." The tension cracked like thunder. The men exchanged a look, drunk, stupid, and too fearless for their own good. The leader smirked. "So that's how it is. You taking her side over your own men?" "I'm taking the side of right," Cole said. The leader snarled and reached for his gun, but Cole drew faster. A single shot blasted through the night, hitting the man's pistol clean out of his hand, sending it flying. The ranch hands froze. Cole's voice boomed across the canyon. "Next one goes somewhere you won't heal." Silence. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. The men backed away, scrambled onto their horses, and galloped into the darkness, cowards fleeing from the very man who used to lead them. Naya watched as Cole holstered his gun, his hands trembling not from fear, but from memories. "Thank you," she whispered. Cole shook his head. "Don't thank me. I just did what any decent man should have done." But Naya stepped closer, placing a gentle hand over his. "Decent?" she said softly. "No, you showed mercy when others would show cruelty. That makes you rare." Cole swallowed, surprised by the warmth in her voice. He turned away to mask the flicker of emotion. "You should head home," he said. "Your people will be worried." Naya didn't move. "You saved me," she said. "Let me help you too." He frowned. "Help me?" She nodded. "You carry guilt like others carry. Weapons, heavy, ready, always pulled tight." Cole looked at her, stunned by how easily she saw through him. "My family," he finally whispered. "They died because I wasn't fast enough. I couldn't protect them." Naya stepped closer. "You protected me," she said. "Tonight, you saved someone's family. You healed something inside yourself." Something in Cole's chest loosened, a weight he thought he'd carry forever. Naya's eyes softened like dawn, breaking over desert cliffs. "Your heart is good," she said, "even if the world tried to twist it." For a moment the night seemed still, warm, safe. Then Naya stepped back. "My people will need to know we have a friend," she said. "A cowboy with a warrior's soul." Cole rubbed the back of his neck, suddenly shy. "I'm no warrior." But Naya smiled, a real, gentle smile. "You are to me." She turned to leave, then paused. "You ever need the Apache? Call in the wind. We will hear you." Cole watched her silhouette move through the moonlit canyon until she vanished between the rocks like a whisper. He looked at the cowboy's tree, once a symbol of punishment, now a symbol of mercy, and for the first time in years, he felt like the man he wished he could be.